unless we turn off the volume on. Okay, there we go. I'm glad you guys are on the ball because I thought, oh, it's gonna go off without a hitch this time. I got it all preloaded like a half an hour in advance, and then forgot to turn the microphone on, forgot to turn my computer volume off. Every time I do this, I'm like, I'm just gonna write out like a little reminder sheet, and then I don't, because we finish. It's like a loud clock. We're tired.
Here we are.
Here we are. Here we are on day 155 of the big wild year. That was funny. We just got a little bit of feedback on my computer. And happy to be here to share some of our excitement from the past few weeks. We've been collecting, we've been hunting, we've been fishing, we've been picking, we've been gathering, and we have been eating, and even we have been buying.
Yes.
We've had a lot going on. Yes, there's audio now. Hey. On my face when I noticed. Irish Wanderer, good to see you on board. Akazian Dan. Blooper reel. Cool. Remix. Yeah. Murphy's Law is always in effect. It is especially in effect when I try and set up these live streams. I thought it was clever for remembering like the hard part, and then I just forgot the microphone, and I missed the button for go live. Whatever. We're up and running, and here we are. So where do we want to start?
Where do we want to start? May 4th.
May the 4th be with you. Jinx, you owe me a cherry Coke.
You owe me a beer. I'll take it on January 1st.
Okay. All right. I still have the last January 1st beer. It's been sitting in the back of my fridge for 155 days, waiting for next January, and you can have that one. It's very special to me, but I will let you have it. You can drink it up. Well, I'll show you my excitement for today. I've got morels on the brain, and I found these 6 today on my way over here. I was very excited about that. Morchella esculenta, the yellow morels, or one of the varieties of the yellow morels. And in an upcoming video, you'll see we did a foraging weekend with Stevie Funfur from Instagram. That was really good.
Yes.
And we picked a whole basket load of mushrooms.
Yeah, but we have to go back to May the 4th.
We have to go back to May the 4th. So May the 4th.
Yes.
We were driving to the airport.
Yeah, for you to go to Grenada for your work trip.
Yeah, so we picked up a roadkill turkey.
Yeah, I was sound asleep.
Yeah.
And I made you drive.
Yep.
Which is very unusual.
Well, you just got off a night shift.
Got off a night shift. And it's hard enough sleeping in the car. We're going along. And, hear the gravel under the tires. I wake up. He's like, it's okay, babe. Go back to sleep. I just think I saw a turkey. Well, yeah, that's not how you put someone back to sleep.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. So we got out, ran several hundred meters back to pick up this bird.
Yeah, and it was in good shape.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And then not long after that, we found a ruffed grouse on the shoulder of the road that was in perfect condition. Just hit somebody's windshield or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then we carried on. We met up with our friend Caleb and traded some rice
for smelts. Rice, yeah.
And then got to the airport.
Yes.
And then I was off to Grenada. So while I was in Grenada, I did do a product review. That video is coming out on Friday. I did post a lot of stuff to Facebook, but I ate so many mangoes, so much coconut,
so many bananas,
so many sea plums, that I almost couldn't believe it. Probably at least 5 mangoes a day, 8 to 10 bananas a day, 1 or 2 coconuts a day, plus the sea plums, tropical plums, sorry. And contrary to what everybody told me, which was either that I would have diarrhea or that I would have constipation, I had neither. I just had lots of fiber going through me. But I was losing weight while I was down there, so I got access to a scale and I checked. So I did start buying some breadfruits, which you can find sometimes growing, just hanging over the road. There'll be a breadfruit tree, but I didn't find any while I was there, so I bought some. I bought plantains. I bought some coconut oil from the market. It all comes from locally there, and I started eating lots of that.
Your medical advisor
Yeah.
recommended it.
Yeah, and then I got my weight back up to the same level as when I left, so I didn't lose weight on that trip. Bone splinters in roadkill, you'd be surprised how few there are sometimes, depending on how the animal is hit. I did pick up a grouse that was very splintery. It was basically like a spatchcock grouse. It had been hit by the tire and run over. That wasn't too cool, but a lot of animals we've picked up and they're not splintered, or on big animals they don't splinter. You'll find a broken bone, and it might have a pointy end, but you just have to be careful and you're okay.
What a Jeremy thing to do. Yeah. That's what we do.
Yeah, you can't survive off mushrooms alone. No, you can't. No roadkill in Los Angeles. Yeah, and there's actually a misconception. So in some states you're not allowed to pick up roadkill, but in like 26 of the states you are. So you can check your state's regulation. In a lot of places it is legal to pick up roadkill. Roasting some dandelion roots. I also roasted dandelion roots tonight, and then smoked up my house a little bit with the oven. But I think I didn't get them quite as dark as the ones that we got from Steve, but they're darker than the ones that we had been drinking all at the start of the year, and so I'm pretty excited to try them out and make a lot more. My body didn't feel that crazy with all that fresh fruit. I was pretty happy to eat it. I'm not going to say no to a whole bunch of mangoes right off the tree, but I didn't feel so different from regular. Roadkill deer, I've picked up quite a few, and they do get really big bruised clots in them. I usually cut them out. They look like Jello pudding or something, or jelly. And if the guts are all shook up too bad, I don't even open them up. So we did a video where I just peeled the hide off and took all the meat off the outside. So you can pop the legs off, pop the back straps off. All the guts are still contained inside the ribs. And you could even cut out a little bit of neck meat if you wanted, and then I just dragged that. Actually, I put it in a wheelbarrow and just took it off into the woods like that. Don't even open up the gut cavity. When you open up the gut cavity, all you're going to get anyway are the little inside tenderloins, which are a very small amount of meat, and then it means you're not eating the liver and the heart and the kidneys, but those might be damaged anyway and just not worth it.
How much syrup did we make? I said 68 liters.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do like a full tally yet, but we did make quite a bit of syrup, probably about 68 liters. We drank a lot of syrup. I drank so much syrup while I was working in the syrup patch. The
syrup
sugar
patch.
bush, yeah, the syrup patch.
The sappy tap?
Yeah. So that was good.
The critter is still flopping. Road stunned.
Yeah. Are we happy and healthy, or are there any struggles? We saw the bottom of our freezers, as we mentioned before, and so...
I've had lots of struggles.
Yeah.
May was pretty crappy.
Delphine missed me.
I did miss you. Yeah, I had some big plans.
Yeah, you had some big setbacks.
And a lot of those, it just didn't happen. So... Radar was good. It dropped you off. I went to the leak patch, and that was awesome. I picked a
whole pile of leeks.
Yeah, like 60 liters, right? 20, yeah, 3 pails of just leaves, and came home and blanched them, dried them, put them all in the freezer. It was great. And then finished up the syrup. That was we carried all that stuff down and boiled it up here at the house. which was really awesome. I think, that was great because there was another 16 liters just from that, what was left in the evaporator, which was really awesome. And then what was going to happen? I think I had to work, or I had worked. Anyway, I was supposed to go and learn about collecting herring gull eggs. It was very rushed. I also had a death in the family, which was that was pretty tragic.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out if I was going to get down home for that, and there were other things. The weather turned, it was kind of crappy. Anyway, there was a small craft warning. We couldn't go for the eggs. And then, what was the next thing? Oh, I was going to go sucker fishing. The water was so high.
Yeah,
we saw
too high,
some,
too
but it
cold.
was too high. There weren't any. So that didn't happen, and that
Yeah.
was kind of sad. And then there was nothing going at the bear stand. Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't even a bird flying by on the trail cam. Like,
Yeah,
it was
we've
just
been baiting
dead.
over a month, and I think there's only one raccoon that comes regularly. Oh, and one or two really fat squirrels, and that's it.
Yeah,
Just
so
like-
it's odd.
Really dry up there right now.
And
You talked about your nettle patch.
yeah, well, I mean, anyone who's seen my Instagram, and I think I put it on the Facebook page, but I had to hustle. I knew the nettle was coming, and I could go pick a lot to put in the freezer. And excuse me for a second.
Yep. While Delphine runs out there, I'm just going to catch up on some of the questions. Natural sugar high. I didn't really, but I was really happy to eat it all. Steak, I'd love a bunch of steak. Call me up in 2020. Bruce. And what is that weapon behind Delphine's shoulder? What is that weapon? That'll make an appearance shortly. I'm going to let Delphine talk about that. That's her big new purchase for bear hunting. Steve, my allergies have been great. So since I had a cold back in April. In April I had a cold and I was really stuffed up and runny nosed. And then my nose has been fine since then, so I haven't had any allergies or colds since then. I'm able to smell. I can smell food. I can smell my socks, unfortunately. And that's been fine. What do I miss most eating? Potato chips. Sam caught chubs yesterday. I caught one chub when I got skunked for brook trout. I caught a little chub. Then I used it for bait, trying to catch bullhead catfish, and I lost it. I caught a bass on a June bug beetle that I had gotten while picking trout lily bulbs. But they're out of season, so I let that go, and then I ended up coming home with no fish that day. Do you want to carry on with all your woes?
Oh, my
of May?
woes. Yeah. So I went to the nettle patch, just a lovely little place. There's a whole section of oaks that we kind of go in around, and I've seen a bear in there, and lots of deer, and lots of things. Anyway, I went through, and I thought I'd take the long way to the nettle patch, and it was so awful. I could see an open space, and I thought maybe because we've had such crazy weather that maybe there was a little microburst or something, some trees were down, and I walked over toward it, and that open place just got more and more open, and I realized that all of it had been just cut down, and I cried.
Yeah.
It was so disheartening.
And bulldogs, I
because
think, eh?
we picked nettleheads and burdock root and raspberries and blackberries and wild grapes and wintercress and shepherd's purse, and there were so many things growing in there that it was just like a little grocery store that I was really looking forward to going to because it's easy, and I'd been there for the last 2 years. It was one of those places that I thought, oh, I bet you this would be a good little place to explore, and it turned out to be an amazing place, and now it's all gone.
Yeah.
So that was really depressing. And so because of all of those little things, and you were gone, and I was making food for the kids, but worked and didn't really feel like cooking for myself, and I dropped 7 pounds in just over a week, which
Yeah, that's a big loss.
didn't help me feel better. That was rough. But I had a friend who was moving, cleaning out her freezer, and she had some moose ribs and a couple of bags of fish and fish eggs, which I still have in the freezer. So that was nice because it was easy that I could just take out some food, cook it up, gained my weight back. Still didn't feel that much better, but then you got back, and I still didn't feel that much better about the food stuff. I was glad you were home.
Yeah.
And then
You've been cooking lots of nice stuff for me.
Yeah, I like cooking for people, not so much for me. But then our little trip last week, like that really kind of reinvigorated me, because seeing someone else so excited about what we're doing and like just totally embracing, trying to cook for us with what we can have.
Yeah.
And well, he's just a lovely person.
Yeah.
So happy and full of energy, and we learned so much about turkey hunting.
Yeah.
And we found a whack of morels, and so all of a sudden it feels good to be right back at it.
Yeah,
again.
we needed that little bit of renewal, I think. Why only a year? A year is a long time. Like, we're only not even halfway through, and I don't know, like, as far as bees go, like we'll have probably bees. We're doing a garden. We have things to plant right now that we'll eat in 2020. It is definitely, wild food is going to be a huge part of our lifestyle. It already was before a big part of our lifestyle. It will be more so in the future. But there are just some things that we want.
Yes.
Butter and cheese and potato chips and...
Not potato chips.
Yeah, potato chips.
No, that's what you want.
Potato
what
chips
we
dipped
want
in butter.
I would be happy. Oh, like new potatoes. Butter.
We had
pepper. I want pepper.
We had spring beauty tubers with our supper tonight.
Yeah, they were really...
They're very potatoey.
Mm-hmm.
They're a real pain to pick, though. They're like the size of your fingernail.
Turkey hunting can become an obsession. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it is becoming an obsession. Not as bad as morels. Like, I can't get morels out of my brain. And people are posting big pictures of boxes of morels and plates of morels, and I feel like I need to go on a good morel hunt this weekend. The nectar of the aliens. Chocolate I don't really miss so much, Dan. Although I definitely would eat a pile of chocolate right now. You miss it?
I thought I would miss it way more than I do. I still love the smell of it. It's everywhere at work all the time, and I get mixed up for the kids.
Yeah.
And I love the smell of it. But actually, yeah, it's weird. I thought for sure it would be one of those things that I would just have a really hard time with. But
yeah.
The things I miss are hummus.
Oh yeah.
Sauerkraut. Crackers with cheese.
Yeah.
Like I would love a brie. Yeah.
That'd put some meat on my bones.
Do you both miss coffee? No, the dandelion's a really good substitute, and all of our teas have been really great.
We hadn't had dandelion root coffee in like 2 months.
I think that's actually what really put me back on track.
And Steve had some dark roast dandelion coffee. He's like, I'll get it out of the freezer. And then we had a cup right away, and it just was so good. Maple syrup, dandelion root coffee. It brought me right back to January, basically.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, that was good.
Ever tried the wild potatoes? I don't know what he's referring to for that. Is that the the one that we don't have here?
What's that?
Someone asked about ever tried the wild potatoes, like the duck
potatoes.
Yeah,
Wapato.
Yeah.
We have the small ones here, arrowhead root, and I've dug at them in the fall when my hands are like freezing cold in the water. I've never yet kind of dug up a potato out of that plant. And the ones that are yes, please, to some tea. The ones that are the really dense ones, the Wapato, grows much further south from us, and I've never seen it or harvested it. French fries I miss a little bit. Yeah,
oh
arrowhead
my gosh,
leaf.
they smell so good.
Becca's eating chips for us.
Thank you.
You know what'll be weird, actually? So Alone season, what are they up to now, is starting on Thursday, and we've been watching it with our friends, and we always go over there with like chocolate and ice cream and beer and chips, and we just are like, nom, 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 nom. Those guys don't know what they're doing. Nom, nom, nom. Look at them starve. And then on Thursday, I'll probably be there eating wild rice and raccoon fat. I'm like, hey, that guy's eating what I'm eating. We're both starving. So I hit 156 pounds last week.
Wow.
I started at 194. I haven't been that light since the summer I came back from tree planting when I was 20 or 21 years old, which is now 20 years ago. And I've just been trying to eat more. And we decided to buy in some wild rice. We didn't have a spot to pick it. We traded for a little bit with our friend, as I mentioned. We think we might be able to go picking this fall, but it seemed like a good idea. It's wild.
Yeah.
We have some money from doing speaking engagements and things, and so we're putting some of that money into. We bought a small amount, but I just ordered a 50-pound bag.
Yeah. So what my kids asked
Thanks for
me
the tea.
today. You're welcome. They asked if it was a cheat. Is having the rice a cheat? And I said no, because I said if I had a headache, I would take an Advil, and a rack of ribs gets rice.
Gets rice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's tasty. Just cook it with.
And now we
I've
can.
actually been boiling it.
So I made cake out of
Short
I guess
right up there.
Okay.
Can we lean with it?
Oh.
Mmm.
So it's kind of maybe like a rice pudding.
Yeah.
It has a few of our nuts and coconut, and I ground it all up. The
Coconut?
Wild rice. Yeah, and lots of berries and a bit of maple syrup and raccoon fat. And but it really fluffs out nicely. So I.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Listen. Oh, it didn't do it then.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
like an
it's like-
air squeezing out sound.
It's a nice big cakey kind of thing.
Yeah, so when I was in Grenada, I collected, harvested, processed coconut, mango, sea almonds, citrus peel, salt. Maybe 2 kilograms of salt, do you think?
Maybe.
1 and a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And brought all that kind of stuff back.
So good.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I better try some of this. I'll eat.
How is your
eat-
muscle density and cardio at that weight? Well, we haven't gone back for our physiological testing. So we'll know a little bit more about that. But we carry on doing everything that we would normally be doing, but probably with a little bit less gusto.
Mhm.
And you definitely were missing some energy.
Yeah, I feel more like a mule and less like a racehorse.
Mm.
Like I can plod all day long,
Yeah.
carrying heavy sap buckets in the woods, cutting firewood,
Mm-hmm.
keeping the fire going, trudging up and down on my snowshoes. I did that all day. Burned a ton of calories. But if I had to go and jog 3 kilometers, I don't know if I'd do it. I just don't really have that.
No, not that extra
I'm like stuck in
stuff.
first gear sometimes.
Yeah.
I think you can get. I think I jumped a bunch of questions here.
I'm just going back to.
Muscle density, yeah. So I'll be interested to see if I lost muscle. So one thing that I noticed is because I've been able to do a lot of lifting, but I took my canoe out for the first time yesterday. My canoe's like an 80-pound Nova Craft plastic canoe, and to get that off my shoulders and onto my truck. Plus, I have a bit of a shoulder injury that's been plaguing me for a few months. It was really, really hard, but it also was the first time I did it this year. Now, when I lifted it the second time, it went better, and I thought, oh, maybe I haven't lost my muscle mass yet. We'll see.
Yeah, you're doing well. Another person asking, Brendan, are you accepting wild foods from friends or subscribers? Mostly, we've still been saying no.
Yeah.
But if people are really going to waste something, well, I think our rules, we're getting a little bit more pliable with
Yeah, and it kind of probably has to be from Ontario too for shipping, but we're saying no less often now.
Someone's asking what's behind me, babe.
Yeah, they were asking earlier when you
Yeah.
ran out, and I said it would make an appearance.
This is we talked about it.
Yeah.
My birthday present, 100-day present.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can hold it up for me though.
Yeah, I'll hold it. You talk about it.
No.
So
Yeah,
this
it's
is
so pretty.
Dolphiny's Do Everything rifle for the big wild year. We're bear hunting.
Yeah, and we went in for moose tag, elk tag, and we'll be
Deer.
going down to the island for deer. And here, I guess, too,
Yeah.
right?
All the big games.
It's so pretty.
It is. So the wood stock was
It's,
mandatory. Delphiny wasn't going to get plastic anything.
Composite. I hate
Composite.
it. It doesn't even sound right. It doesn't
Yeah.
even sound right. Anyway, yeah, so it's a Tika T3.
Yep, T3 Hunter. It's
308.
308. I've been shooting 308 for years, and I knew I was going to get another 308. I haven't bought myself a new rifle yet, but as you might know from watching some of my videos, I do need to get a new rifle. My other one kind of fell apart on me. And so I have not ordered it yet, but I'll probably order a Seiko Grizzly in 308 and then put a scope on it.
Dude, you're looking so great right now.
Oh,
Do you think
thanks.
your weight is leveling off? Oh, well. You gained?
Well, I might have gained a pound this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eating 3 meals a day now, adding in the rice
Yeah.
instead of tea, soup, and a meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is good.
Yeah, just trying to stuff more into me. And I think I'll be interested after we do our next round of physiological testing. I think I'm going to go back to the gym and see if I can add a little bit of muscle mass and see.
Oops.
It's funny to watch yourselves, and there's a bit of a delay. So when we look at the computer, we see what we did like 10 seconds ago, scratching my armpit like a monkey, and like, what, did I do that? Really?
That's so funny. So the same person who was asking about your muscle mass said, if you can keep grinding along in first gear all day, then I'd say you're still doing well. Yes, I would say we are doing well also.
Yeah.
But we're both pretty high energy for other things, and I think we miss having those reserves, right?
Mhm.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Holy scope, LOL.
yeah.
I'm definitely as blind as a bat, so.
I'm not blind as a bat, but I want to feel confident about what I'm doing, and also I have a hard time even like I take my glasses off every time I go out in the bush because it has a weird glare, and I just it feels weird to not be able to just sort of walk along and glance at the ground. Rather, when you wear the glasses, you sort of have to look down through the glasses or have them off. So I went with that scope because it's easier. I don't have to have my glasses on, and
Yeah. For us,
especially in lower light.
Vortex has a kind of a guarantee on them, and it's like 1 day to ship it and get one sent back from Toronto, which is really handy, where other scope companies might not be able to offer that to us where we are. And it's a 3.5 to what? 3.5 to 10 power, I think. So you can dial it down pretty low. Like we were target shooting at the bear stand, and Delphiny was popping soup cans like nobody's business.
Yeah, it
nice
felt really
soup smell all
amazing
over the
because
place,
every
too.
time every time I'd gone out with you and your little Frankenstein rifle that wasn't working, like I
Yeah.
just missed things in it,
Yeah.
and then I just would feel like, oh my god, like I'm never going to take a shot at anything because I would hate to just wound something, right?
Yeah.
But to kill those cans felt pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who has the better shot?
I
Wow.
do. No.
That'd be me.
We both did well that day. I don't know. I haven't done it enough yet to know.
Can you get lard or fat from beech nuts? I think you can express an oil from beech nuts, but I have not done it. But I've definitely roasted them in an oven and burnt them pretty badly. And we're a little bit north of the northern range for beech, so we would have to go about 100 kilometers south generally to get into a decent number of beaches, although you can find them within about 30 kilometers of North Bay. They're not really on our hit list right now, but I would collect them if I happen to be in a patch of them.
Someone's out walleye fishing right now.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah.
Should I limit out gut and freeze them for you?
Yeah, I use a 308 for everything, and I find I shoot 150 grain, and I only shoot at animals that aren't moving. I only shoot if I have a double long shot. I've never had a problem knocking any. I haven't shot a moose, but with deer, and it doesn't leave that big of an exit hole depending on the bullets that you've chosen. Yeah, Dan, you're in the Kawarthas. Is that where you're at? Zone. What zone is that? Fish management zone. Yeah, our exercise consists of our everyday work and collecting.
What are you doing for exercise?
Yeah, I haven't ridden my bike yet this year. I walk a lot. I clock 10,000 steps almost every day. I have a brand new Fitbit because my other waterproof Fitbit wasn't waterproof. I spent about 5 minutes on the help chat with Fitbit, and they mailed me one. I think it took 1 day to arrive or 2 days to arrive. A replacement one, although I saw on the package slip that it was a refurbished replacement, which I thought was kind of sneaky, but
I've been doing a little bit of exercise.
Yeah.
Because we're planning on doing that hike again. So we hiked the Ottawa to Miskaming Highland Trail over 2 years. Because anyway, with our limited time. And so I've been trying to do lots of squats. Like just, working back up to 100.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for a few days.
When I exercise, I keep it pretty simple. I run a mile about as fast as I can, and then I do bench press and deadlift. And then the next time I go to the gym, I run a mile as fast as I can, and then I do squats and overhead press. And that's virtually all I do for gym exercise. But in life, I do a lot of lifting, carrying.
Yeah, me too.
Crouching.
All the laundry, holding kids.
Yeah.
Washing floors, vacuuming, washing walls. Okay, you don't do that stuff, but
no.
Yard work. And
I did a squat for almost every leak I picked, and I picked
oh my God.
120 liters of leeks.
My thighs were so sore after leak picking because you do just down, up, down. So there's exercise in what we're doing for sure.
Yeah, 30-06 is super common in Canada too.
Yeah, it's
you can
nice.
get 308 and 30-06 and 30-30 and 303 British anywhere.
32-inch flathead catfish Saturday night. Oh wow. Are you going to go tonight? No, not
Today?
tonight.
I didn't bring my stuff. I got skunked fishing bullheads, which are a small catfish. They're about 12 or 13 inches.
We're very excited about catfish.
Yeah, we're going to go get
so
some channel
tasty.
catfish soon.
I love them.
Yeah, I think lack of endurance could be lack of carbs because we've been very carb lean. And it could also just be an adjustment to I lost 50 pounds in 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a lot of body recomposition. And it completely changed my diet. So I feel like my whole metabolism is adjusting to different foods. So, I think there's a couple of different factors at play there. Pascal, thanks for reposting some of your questions because I remember that you did ask earlier about Pine Project and I didn't get a chance to answer. I have not worked with Pine Project in Toronto, but I have met some of the Pine Project people at some skills gatherings in Ontario. Andrew and I can't remember, Carly. I don't know if they're still involved. This would be like in the last 10 years or so that I've met them. There's tons of bullheads here too. I just, yeah, worm on bottom, but I only stayed out until just before dark. I didn't have a light with me. But we're gonna go and get a bunch.
It was so exciting because I hadn't, when we went, I don't know, a couple years ago.
Yeah, for catfish?
Yeah. Like, what a fun thing to do. And have we shown them before? The little, yeah, they're so cool. So. And you know what else is a big change? Just talking about your body changing. When I'm at work and we're talking about, I work with the same couple of girls usually, and kind of get talking about what we're doing fairly often. So I listened to a couple of old videos. My goodness, like what a change in your the sound of your voice and the way you breathe. It was like I went way back, and I was shocked. Yeah, it's such a difference. Even when you had your little cold this spring, and you thought it was so bad, it's still so much better than it ever had been.
Yeah.
Is my vision changing? Someone's asking about that. Well, I just keep getting older, so it's not every birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait till they kind of come up with something where they just inject some stem cells back there. I'll sign up right away. Don't worry about the spelling. And
You stupido, which is that's a very funny YouTube handle. The coho salmon that he caught. You know who that is? That's Steve.
That's funny.
I will eat some of that. No, I don't even care if I find morels or not. It'd be worth the trip.
You can eat some smoking tomorrow.
When we fish for channel catfish, we go night fishing. We have a campfire. We sleeping bags on the ground. Bells on the rods. We tie our rods to trees so they can't get pulled into the lake, and we sometimes are dozing or napping. For the bullheads, I'll probably go and just put my canoe out. There's a good river nearby where they're apparently are full of bullheads. I caught them there before a few years ago. I probably just wasn't out late enough. And if we had bigger catfish, I would probably use the bullheads for bait, but like I think they're the perfect size for pan frying. We're going to pressure can some. And when we fish for channel catfish, we will catch like rock bass and stuff and then use them for bait. Sometimes you catch a pike if it's not quite dark yet, and then after dark we catch channel cats with those.
And sometimes we just eat them.
Yeah. We have well water, and my well water goes through just a basic filter and a UV light that may or may not work. And then I fill jugs, or Delphine fills jugs, and she drinks all my water at her house. Cooks with it.
Oh dear, what did I do?
We are not really finding enough time in our days to collect and process all the food because we have jobs and we have kids and we have other projects and it is a lot to keep up to.
Yes, we're already. Well, the other thing that became really apparent, right, is that in the last couple of years we picked lots of little bits of many different kinds of things, and now we're really just so focused on what is there a lot of, what's going to fill up the freezer, because you just don't have enough time when this is all of your food, and when it's here right now and it's got to last till December 31st.
You can't waste your time on the stuff that has no return.
Yeah.
So leeks were big. The sucker run would have been big, but I think we've missed it.
But I did get some.
Silver bass are coming next. And then it'll just be like open water fishing like crazy. Whitefish are in November.
Oh yes, sorry. Wait, what was the other thing?
Silver bass?
Maybe.
Oh,
Okay.
drum. The freshwater drum.
Yeah.
So they're in shallow on Lake Nipissing. It's got tons of drum, and you just, in my canoe, you have to wait for a calm day because it gets really wavy on the lake. You can get capsized, and the water is so cold still. Yeah, we love pike. Brian Lucard, you must have been a little bit late tuning in. My weight is at 156 pounds right now.
That's what I just typed.
Oh, there we go.
Do we have any crayfish? Yes.
Yeah, we have them, but we
Go.
haven't eaten any yet this year. I just put my crayfish trap in yesterday. Baited it with a bit of dog food. And I was going to go check it today, but I didn't have my rubber boots on, so I didn't bother. But I'll probably try and get to it tomorrow and see.
Pike is good. People are talking about pike. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone's saying it's hard because there's lots of bones, but you just cook it up and peel off the meat, and it's delicious.
Just look up
5
boneless fillet pike.
Yeah.
It's fairly easy to do. You get 5 big pieces of boneless meat. And then what you can do is, there's still meat left with all the little bones on the spine. Chop it up with a cleaver and make pickled pike, or pressure can it. And then all the bones soften, and then you can eat it as canned pike, or you can eat it as pickled pike. And then you don't have any waste. Do I feel too weak to go on? No, I feel like we're going to do this.
Be triumphant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're running low on meat right now.
There's still a bunch of moose meat and fish in my freezer.
You have a pile of squirrels.
And a few little birds. Yeah,
just eat cake every day. Strawberries should be ready in 2 weeks. That's exciting.
It's exciting. They're my fave. I love strawberry picking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, Pascal Pine Project they're a really great organization, and they always have so much fun. So the gatherings that I've been to in Ontario, the Harvest Gathering, the Spring Headwaters Gathering, that's where I've met Pine Project people, mostly. And they run really spectacular kids programming at those events, and they're always really cool people. Hey, Nico. Yeah, I hope you get out fishing a lot. That's what we're hoping to do, as much as we can. We do, Chris and I, the Wooded Beardsman and I both have videos with the 5 boneless fillets, but it's not titled 5 boneless fillets. It's wrapped up in another video. So if you watch his videos or my videos from Woodland Caribou Provincial Park from last July or last June, we show that method a couple times in those videos. And in our bushcraft camp video that you and I did, I think I showed 5 fillet boneless method. We caught that big pike. I'm pretty sure that's in there.
Out of however many?
Yeah, the really big one. Yeah, I don't know if you can smoke pike. Cool, that's nice to hear, Mark. We really love to share what we do, and it's always nice to hear that people are learning and incorporating, what we're learning and incorporating in their own ways and in their own life and lifestyles. So,
how's the love life?
Oh,
That's a funny question.
yeah. So Chris just released a video from our 3 days, 3 lakes trip last year.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people thought it was from now. But in that video, I'm eating hamburgers and white bread and other foods. And they're like, what, has Jeremy done the Big Wild Year? Like, did he fall off the bandwagon? I'm like, no, that was a whole year ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love perch also, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tried smoking pike. It was hard to light. Oh, Stevie smokes smokes a pipe regularly. Smokes pike regularly. Oh, you brine it before you smoke it. That's cool. Yeah, we haven't really done any brining.
No, but we thought about doing a bit.
Yeah, I've brined a turkey before. That was really good. Favorite way to prepare bear meat? First in the slow cooker, then take it out, put it in a frying pan,
No, you're
Add
gonna
maple
say
syrup.
maple syrup. Don't do it.
and blueberries. Bear meat, blueberries, maple syrup.
It
That's
was
my
better
favorite.
with the cranberries,
All right, bear meat, cranberries, maple syrup.
and also the bear meat. The best way, I think, was the ribs. Reducing down that sauce, making it,
That was good.
broiling it up. That was awesome.
The bear cub was very good. It was more like a white meat in a way.
Yes. Yeah, it was a
And
completely
you did-
different texture and flavor.
You did like a pulled pork with bear,
Hmm.
and that was really good because it had maple syrup in it.
There might have been a small amount. I
Yeah.
am not as keen on the maple syrup on meat thing. Yeah.
Hello, Oklahoma. Are you reading about sex life again?
No.
Oh.
That's so funny, but that's hilarious. I was still reading about pike smoker, but now I'm reading that question.
Oh.
If I may ask, with all the weight loss in natural health foods, how has it affected your love sex life? How do you think? There must be a reason for that. I wonder what they're imagining.
It's because you were talking about our energy levels before.
I'll tell you one thing about it is that we take up way less room on the bed.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, like we fit nice in each other's arms. Like that feels good.
Mm-hmm. You can breathe and kiss at the same time.
Yeah, you can. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had that talent.
Yeah. It's new to me.
Yeah, that's funny. It's all good.
I have not ever had brown bear. I don't know if there's a difference in the taste. What's for dinner tonight? We had
Oh,
a really good dinner.
you could just show the picture from your phone maybe, but we had smelts,
Yeah, we'll post it to the Big Wild Year Facebook page.
a big green salad. I made some moose meat stew with milkweed flowers from the freezer. I was kind of cleaning out some stuff, some dandelion flowers, like all from last year. Leeks, like a bunch of the little leek bulbs that were from last year. Bit of sea salt, no maple syrup.
Trout lily bulbs and spring beauty tubers.
Yep, and the I guess that's it.
That was it.
And then now
And the salad, if I can remember
Rice
everything that I picked for
puddings
the salad,
cake.
it was young yarrow leaves. It was the
So good.
the shoots of the daisy plant. It was the shoots of goldenrod. It was the flower heads of shepherd's purse. There were violet leaves and violet flowers
dandelion
and dandelion petals.
and some greens. No dandelion.
No,
greens?
no
Oh,
dandelion greens. I think that's everything that was in there, but
it was
it was
really
a pretty good
tasty.
diversity, and it was really tasty. And Delphine made a really nice
dressing.
dressing
Yeah.
with maple syrup
A little bit.
and choke cherry juice.
And I had some strawberries that I thawed out, so there was a bit of the strawberry juice in the bottom, and I put some of that in with raccoon fat, a bit of salt, and some dried goldenrod. It was really tasty.
I have not caught a salmon, but I recently caught a very big rainbow trout. I was
Oh.
super excited about that.
Yeah,
That was also 2 good meals.
it was.
And,
And it'll be a third because the head's still in there for
oh yeah,
soup.
we'll do a soup.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and a lot of the neck meat is on the. Not that they really have a neck, but there's a bunch of meat behind the head that came off too. So that's a video that's. I've got so many videos to get caught up on because like I honestly have had no spare minutes in my days, And I'm probably, as soon as I get time, I'm probably gonna have to crank out like 2 a week just to get caught up to where we are, because we have so many adventures going on now that I'm trying to video them as complete videos, and I still have maple syruping videos to put together. I've got product reviews where people are emailing me every week wondering like, hey, did you get to try out the axe and what do you think? When's it gonna get posted? I'm like, oh, soon, it's gonna come out soon.
What is dwindling faster? Stored veggies and meat? They all dwindled. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, we're right out of frozen vegetables, except that we're now starting to stock for next year.
and
So
the,
we
and the
ran
rest
out of,
this year.
we've
Yeah.
run out of almost everything that we had pre-collected last year. There's a few bits and pieces, right? You have a few berries.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing, maybe. Choke cherries. I have
Well, we
choke
have all the
cherry
dried-
leather or choke cherry sauce or something.
Yeah. Oh,
And
you
mushrooms.
still have it? You have. I thought you gave me that bag of choke cherry.
I still have some.
Okay. And we have all of our dried teas,
Mm-hmm.
and some mushrooms, yes, and a few little baked hazelnuts.
Yeah.
Odds and
And
ends.
some walnuts.
And walnuts.
Balisong, I did a video, which is a review of the MCA Sport 22 long rifle adapter in the 222. I did it at 10 yards and I did it offhand, so I just was shooting from a crouch. I shot a string of 22 long rifle and then a string of the 222 Remington, and there's a really good picture in there of my target that shows the difference in the point of impact. If you practice with both, then you have a pretty good idea about where the one bullet is going and where the other bullet is going, and you compensate. They don't have the same point of impact. I've never scoped it because it's also got the 12 gauge on it, and I didn't want to shoot the 12 gauge with a scope. And I've never shot it from the bench, and I've never target shot it past 10 yards.
What do you do to keep your vitamin and mineral levels to what they should be? We just eat all the food we have, and we get blood work done, and everything's been
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, everything's been good. I don't know how you
What's the
say
oldest meat you had?
Yapon Holly tea. I don't think I want any. I don't want to introduce any caffeine now. It's been so long. Oh, Chris is here too. I think I'm way behind on
Well, you haven't. Yeah. You're not too far
what is the
behind,
difference
really.
between a brown and black bear? Yappa, I don't want any caffeine, but thank you. Yeah, I would think that brown bears and black bears taste differently. Best time to harvest milkweed pods is when they're smallest. You want them like smaller than your thumb, and the best way to prepare them is to boil them twice and then butter them, I would say. But in the big wild year, we've blanched them and froze them, and then thawed them,
Give them a
boiled
boil.
them one or two times, and then have them with
Sauteed in some fat.
yeah, they're pretty good like that.
Well, and I did the stuffed ones that with the liver that time. They were pretty nice
Mm-hmm.
with some nuts on. It's good.
We've not used hardwood ashes for the salt, but we did collect coltsfoot.
Yeah.
Probably for tea though, right? Not for salt, because
No, I might do a little bit of both.
yeah.
I think we got enough to try it.
I do have some shirtless shots from Grenada to do a day 125 update. The oldest meat that I had, found stuff in my freezer that's like 3 years old. I ate it. The Wooded Beardsman did a show us your steak challenge video, and your steak was venison steak that was like 4 years old, wasn't it, Chris? I think it was pretty old. Yeah, and our blood work shows that our vitamin and nutrient levels are all good.
any chance for a bear hunt this year. Well, we're trying.
Yeah.
And then in the fall also.
Yeah, because we've been baiting for over a month, but we've had no hits on the stand. I'm gonna try and start baiting a second or third stand. We have what's today? The 4th. We have until the 15th, and then the season's over. Yeah, Chris, I should have my body fat measurement in early July. I don't know if it'll be early enough for our July live stream, but we'll probably have those results for our August live stream. Oh, Jonathan Boomer from Huntsville. That's not so far away. I think all of agriculture changed humanity.
Yeah, and actually it's one thing we said, especially after going out and seeing that whole space had been knocked down, bulldozed, and that I'd have to go out searching around for other food plots. Like you really, I don't know, like all of a sudden our garden sounded like a really good idea. But
yeah,
we'll find lots of other food.
So I think too, like potatoes, corn, and wheat, like at least at one point people still had to work for those foods, right? But now you can do nothing and get
because we
tons of
grew
that
up on
cheap.
that stuff. And
I've probably baited the bear stand with enough donuts to feed Delphi and I for a whole year.
I baited the bear stand with popcorn that I popped coated in bacon fat.
Yeah.
And I did put some dog food, and I did put a few sardines. You put donuts.
And pineapple.
Maybe it was the mix. Maybe they don't like it.
Maybe not.
Like, we just want donuts. What are we munching on? We showed it earlier. It's a cake made with wild rice, lots of berries, a little bit of coconut, a few walnuts.
It's really good.
It's very dense, very filling. And some maple syrup. Did you want some more on it?
No, it's good like that.
Okay.
Canadian Bushman. I have never heard about cooking off hydrazine, but I think 52. So I've dried the Dryad saddle. I'm sure I did it in the 50s. I don't think I did it at a lower temperature. But then what we do with ours is we just pulverize it into powder, and then we use it as like gravy thickener and in soup and stuff like that. Because I find it pretty inedible. But I didn't know about pickling it, except that when I pick it really young, then I dry it and just jar it so that we can rehydrate it and use it after. But then it honestly is like chewing on an old shoe leather. I remember chewing on leather laces, and that's what Dryad saddle is, a lot like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we liked it.
Yeah, Pascal, we find foraging spots just by exploring. Like we'll take our kids out, hike new trails. Over time, you develop an eye for habitats. So like, I feel like we have a pretty good idea now. But you can look at a bush and like, oh, there's going to be chanterelles there. Or there's going to be trumpets over there, right? The black trumpets. And you kind of get that sense for habitats. And otherwise, it's just like kind of random that you might stumble on something, and then you log it away in your mental map, and you go back to it year after year after year. Try your luck that way.
We haven't had any chicken of the woods for a couple years, though, have we? We find them, but it's been a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, we have good bush for chicken of the woods.
You did get the other one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if a bear would know that popcorn with bacon fat is a lure. They're just
We know
hungry.
people that use it and
Yeah.
get a bear all the time.
And the thing about the
That's
grease
why I
on the
did it.
ground is that
It's
when they
trapped.
walk in it, they track that grease trail all through the bush, and then other bears will smell it and come back to your bait stand, and you'll get more and more of them visiting. Yeah, Chris, I would love to get a truckload of black walnuts this year.
We have a couple places to go.
Yeah, I was gonna do a combo: black walnuts, black squirrels, raccoons, crows, geese. What else can we do? And everything pick. Yeah, I find the flavor of mushrooms, like, it benefits from cooking, and it also benefits often from dehydrating, rehydrating, and then cooking as well. Oh, we're at 10 o'clock already. Yeah, we're gonna pack it into Dan. Have a good night. Fist bump.
Oh, one last question. My wife is wondering if you guys are getting enough vitamin D. The answer is no. But no one does in winter. We're both low. You might be better, actually, at your
Yeah.
blood work, because you were out in
Yeah.
the sun quite a bit.
I got a lot of sun in Grenada,
And
even
you've
though
been
I
eating
tried to
way
stay
more
out of it.
organ meats than you. Somehow they end up in your freezer.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you're probably doing a little bit better. And that's that.
Yep. All right, so we're an hour in. I'm going to say thanks for joining us again for updates on our Big Wild Year, and thanks for all the great questions. We will be back in a month, but in the meantime, I will be posting videos to YouTube. Delphine's updating her Instagram account almost daily at Delphine Collier, and our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/bigwildyear, also has daily updates. And what are we doing this month? We are going to be at the Great Lakes Foragers Gathering, June the 20th to the 24th,
Yes.
which is in Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've sold out of tickets, but you can look them up on Facebook and on Meetup
Yep.
is the website
Meetups.
that they're selling tickets on. That's going to be a really good event. We're doing a keynote address on the Thursday night,
It's crazy. That's nice.
and going to meet some wild food celebrities there. So that's going to be super exciting. Participate in some workshops, and it's going to be great. Cool. All right. We'll be back.
See you
Ciao.
next month.
Yep. See you next month.